When I inherited a beach house, my cousin faked a death certificate for herself, then claimed in court that her last will left the property to her children. She even had a fake lawyer. I brought in a private investigator who caught her alive and well, vacationing in Aruba. She lost everything, and her own kids stopped speaking to her out of sheer embarrassment. 3 years ago, my cousin tried to steal the one thing my uncle left me. And to do it, she faked her own death. Let me tell you everything. I'm Dean, 48 now, born and raised in Wilmington, North Carolina. My mom's side of the family was always close. Too close. You know the kind of family where everyone knows each other's business and keeps score like it's a damn game? That was us. Growing up, holidays were at my grandma's house. Everyone brought something. Everyone pretended we were one happy group. But you could feel the tension under the smiles. If someone brought a nicer dish, someone else made a comment. If one kid got better grades, the others got compared to death. And then there was Shelby. Shelby is my cousin, 2 years younger than me. Her mom, Marie, is my mom's older sister. Shelby was always the one who had to be the center of attention. She cried to get her way, lied when it helped her, and smiled sweet as pie right after screwing you over. Even as kids, I didn't trust her. She once told the principal I was the one who started a food fight in the cafeteria. Got me detention. Later, I found out she did it because she didn't want to go to class after lunch and figured if I took the fall, she'd get to walk the halls with her crush. She got worse as we got older. But I never really cared, she wasn't in my life that much. Until my uncle died. Uncle Ray wasn't rich. But he had something real, a small beach house in Carolina Beach. It wasn't fancy. Old siding, rusted hinges, a cracked driveway. But it was 2 blocks from the ocean. My uncle built most of it himself back in the 80s. And it meant something to him. When I was a teenager, I used to help him fix things up around there. He taught me how to use tools. Let me crash there during college breaks. I'd paint the porch, clean the gutters, check the roof. Never asked for money. I just liked being around him. He had no wife. No kids. When he passed away from heart failure in late 2020, I was the one who helped the nurses pack up his stuff. I signed the death papers. I handled the funeral. A few weeks later, the lawyer called. He left the beach house to me. Just me. I didn't feel happy about it. I felt honored. Like he trusted me. Apparently, Shelby didn't see it that way. At first, she was quiet. Didn't even show up to the funeral. Her mom said she was grieving privately. Then weeks went by and not a word. Christmas came and went. Then one morning, I'm having coffee and I get a knock at the door. Certified mail. Legal documents. It was a probate filing. A last will and testament from Shelby. But here's the kicker, it wasn't Shelby filing the claim. It was her estate. Because, according to the paperwork, she had died. The documents claimed she had passed away suddenly and had left her share of the Carolina Beach house to her 2 kids. The paperwork stated that Uncle Ray had made a verbal agreement with her before he died, saying she'd inherit part of the property since she helped pay the mortgage. It even included a death certificate for Shelby. Stamped. Signed. Dated. I thought I was losing my mind. I called my Aunt Marie, acting like I didn't know yet. Marie, when did Shelby pass? I asked, real quiet. There was a long pause. Then sniffles. It was sudden, she said. We didn't want to make a big thing out of it. It's been hard. I asked where she was buried. She said something about ashes scattered. I asked if there was a service. She said it was private. It didn't add up. I looked online. No obituary. No social media memorials. Her Facebook profile was suddenly inactive, but it had liked one of her kids' posts 2 days ago. Under a fake name, but I recognized her username from before. I went to the county records office. No death certificate on file. Nothing. The one in the legal paperwork? Totally fabricated. I contacted the lawyer listed as her estate representative. Guy's name was Dale Harvick. The phone number worked. The voice on the other end sounded like someone reading off a script. I asked for his bar number. He gave me one. I looked it up. Belonged to a retired dentist in Idaho. His business address? A UPS store in Greensboro. At that point, I knew I needed help. That's when I hired Ray. Ray Torres is a private investigator with the look of someone who's seen it all. Grizzled face, voice like gravel, and a cigarette always halfway lit. He used to be military, now he hunts down scammers and cheaters for a living. When I gave him the file, he didn't blink. I've seen this before, he said. Greedy family types think no one will check a fake death. 3 days later, he found her. Not hiding, not afraid. Just sipping margaritas at a beachside bar in Aruba. He sent me photos. Shelby in a sun hat, shades, with her feet up on a lounge chair. Her real name was still on the hotel reservation. Still using her passport. She had no idea she was being followed. Ray even recorded a video of her walking out of a local shop, laughing with some guy who wasn't her husband. When I saw that video, I didn't feel anger first. I felt disgust. She faked her own death. Filed a forged will. Lied in court. Just to try and steal a house her own uncle left to me. That's when I stopped playing nice. I got a real lawyer. We pulled every document. Turned over the photos, the videos, the forged filings, and the fake lawyer info. We filed a motion to dismiss and countersued for fraud. The court didn't just toss her claim. They issued a bench warrant. Turns out, the court takes fake death certificates pretty damn seriously. Ray tracked her flight back. She had a ticket through Miami. Marshals waited at the gate. Shelby was arrested at the airport, still in a sundress and sandals. They didn't even let her put her bags down before they cuffed her. The story made local news. It was in the Star News, even on a small TV station. North Carolina woman caught faking own death in property scam. Her mugshot was everywhere. Her kids, 16 and 18, were in total shock. They found out the truth online, not even from her. They moved in with their dad and cut her off. Didn't visit her in jail. Didn't speak her name. At one point, the younger one even posted, "I don't have a mom anymore." I heard from other family that Shelby tried to call them, but no one answered. Marie tried defending her for a while. She said Shelby was stressed and confused. But once the video came out, the one of her laughing in Aruba, Marie stopped talking. Shelby's entire life burned down. She lost her job as a teacher, lost her license, lost her kids, and the court fined her tens of thousands. And the house? Still mine. I fixed it up and spend weekends there now. But I'll never forget what she said right before they let her out of the courtroom. She turned and looked at me and whispered, "You always thought you were better than me." No, Shelby. I just didn't lie, steal, and fake my own death. I thought it was over. I thought that once she was in handcuffs, once the court made it clear the house was mine and she was a fraud, the nightmare would end. But Shelby wasn't done. A few weeks after her arrest, I started getting anonymous letters. No return address. All typed. No signature. The first one said, "You took everything from me. You'll pay for this. Enjoy your little house while it lasts." At first, I brushed it off. Thought it was someone messing around. But then more letters came. And they weren't just threats. They were detailed. One said, "Nice new sighting. Shame if someone ripped it off in the middle of the night." That one made my stomach turn because I had just put new siding on the beach house. I hadn't told anyone. Not even on social media. That meant whoever wrote the letter had seen it. I installed cameras. All around the house. Front, back, even the alley that ran behind it. And one night, just after midnight, I got an alert. Motion detected on the porch. I pulled up the feed and saw a woman in a hoodie, standing on the steps. She had a can in her hand, spray paint. Bright red. She was halfway through writing the word thief across my door when the motion light kicked on. She froze for a second, then took off running. The video wasn't super clear, but the body shape, the posture, even the shoes, it was Shelby. But how? She was supposed to be out on bond, with restrictions. No contact. No travel. I brought the footage to the sheriff's office. They sent an officer to my door the next day. He was polite, but firm. "She's saying you're harassing her," he said. "Says you're stalking her online, sending messages to her kids." I felt like the world flipped upside down. "She's the one showing up at my house," I said. "She's the one faking death certificates." He sighed. "We know," he said. "But she filed a report. We have to investigate it." It got worse. Her public defender filed a motion claiming I had manipulated the will, that I had coached her into filing fake paperwork to trap her. It was complete garbage, but it got the judge's attention. Another hearing was scheduled. And on top of that, I got a call from someone claiming to be an investigative reporter from Raleigh. He said he was doing a piece on wrongful inheritance claims and wanted my side of the story. I told him I wasn't interested. But the next day, an article popped up on a sketchy-looking website titled, "Cousin's Revenge. Did Dean H. set up a grieving mother?" It had my photo. It had quotes from family sources, probably Marie, calling me cold, obsessed, and jealous. It made me look like I hunted Shelby down for fun. That's when I realized Shelby was fighting dirty now. She wasn't trying to win. She just wanted to drag me down with her. And it worked. For a while, people in town whispered. Old friends pulled back. Even a few cousins said I should have just given the house to the kids. I wanted to scream. She tried to steal from me. Lied. Faked her death. Broke her bail. And now I was the villain? So I did the only thing left to do. I doubled down. I hired Ray again. Told him. Find me everything. He did. Emails. Fake accounts. Texts she sent from burner numbers. Even a recording of her asking a friend to mess with my windows. I filed a restraining order. Then I pushed the DA to file charges for harassment, vandalism, and bail violations. And just when the walls were closing in on her again, another twist hit me like a truck. Shelby wasn't just lying about the house. She was lying about her mother too. When Ray started digging again, he didn't just look at Shelby. He started looking at Marie, her mother, my aunt. Something felt off. Marie had been weird from the start. Back when Shelby first died, Marie was the one who told me not to ask questions. The one who pretended to be grieving. The one who vouched for the fake death. And after Shelby got arrested, Marie went silent. Too silent. Ray got access to court filings. And he found something that made my blood run cold. The fake will that Shelby submitted? It had witness signatures. One of them was Marie. She had signed as a witness to a forged will. She had helped Shelby pull this whole scam together. And not just once. There were 2 versions of the will filed. Marie signed both. Different dates. Different notaries. All fake. Ray found emails between Marie and the fake lawyer, Dale Harvick. They weren't just random messages. They were detailed instructions. Use the second version for the January filing. The kids need to look like the beneficiaries. Make sure you use different ink this time. Don't repeat mistakes. That wasn't a confused mother supporting her daughter. That was conspiracy. I brought the evidence to my lawyer, and we pushed the DA's office again. This time, harder. Marie was subpoenaed. She tried to lie, said she didn't remember, said she just signed what Shelby told her. But the judge didn't buy it. Once they saw the emails, Marie was charged as a co-conspirator in fraud. Now both Shelby and her mother were facing serious prison time. The family fell apart after that. 2 of my other cousins, people I grew up with, messaged me and said they were ashamed. One told me I always thought Marie was full of it, but I didn't think she'd go that far. But the biggest twist wasn't even about them. It was about my uncle. Ray had gone digging through old property records, just to be thorough. What he found shocked me. The beach house had once been co-owned. Back in the late 90s, my uncle had added someone to the deed for about a year, then quietly removed them in 2000. That person? Marie. For 1 year, my Aunt Marie was listed as a part owner of the property. No one knew. There was no record of her paying anything toward it. Ray figured she was probably added during some financial trouble, then taken off once my uncle realized it was a mistake. But here's the kicker. When he removed her from the deed, he filed a formal notice saying Marie Hamilton has no further interest in this property, nor shall her heirs. She knew that. She had to. That document had been notarized and signed. Clear as day. Which means all this time, through the lies, the fake lawyer, the forged death, Marie knew she had no claim. And she went along with it anyway. Now I was dealing with 2 criminal cases. The court wanted my testimony for both. Shelby tried to reach out again. Through a friend. Sent a message saying she wanted to talk. I refused. But she didn't stop. Her next move hit hard. She filed a civil lawsuit against me, claiming I had defamed her and damaged her reputation permanently. It was a joke. A pure stunt. But it forced me to hire another lawyer. More money. More time. And just when I thought I was done discovering lies, another one dropped. Ray, still watching from the shadows, found a sealed envelope hidden in Marie's storage unit. Inside? A handwritten letter from my uncle, dated 2012. It said, "Marie, stop asking about the house. It's not yours. It never was. You'll poison Shelby's future if you keep feeding her this nonsense." He knew. He knew Marie would try something. And now I had his words in ink 10 years before this mess began. The day I brought my uncle's letter to court was the last time I ever wore a suit for anything. The courtroom was dead silent when my lawyer read the words out loud. "You'll poison Shelby's future if you keep feeding her this nonsense." It was like the ghost of Uncle Ray himself stood in that room. The judge read the letter 3 times, folded it neatly, set it aside, then leaned into his microphone and said the one thing I didn't expect: "We're done here." Shelby's last civil lawsuit was tossed in under 5 minutes. Her criminal trial, already underway, went from ugly to devastating. With the new evidence. Emails, documents, the vandalism, and the fact that she broke the no-contact order by showing up to my house, she had no way out. Her lawyer tried the mental health angle, claimed she'd had a breakdown, that she wasn't in control, that she didn't understand the consequences. But the judge wasn't buying it. "You faked your death," he said. "You created a false identity for a lawyer. You dragged your children into this lie. And when you were caught, you retaliated with threats and harassment. That's not a breakdown. That's premeditated." She got 4 years. Not county. State. No house arrest. No slap on the wrist. The judge made sure of that. Marie's sentencing came a month later. She cried in front of the judge, swore she didn't mean harm, said she just wanted something for her grandkids. But when the DA played her voicemails, mocking me, calling me a sucker, laughing about how she'd get that house back eventually, the judge stopped her cold. "Shame on you," he said. "You raised a daughter to believe the truth doesn't matter." Marie got 18 months in a minimum security facility. She was 69 at the time. Might not seem like much, but when you're that age, 18 months feels like forever. Shelby's kids never forgave her. Her youngest son, Tyler, came to the last day of her sentencing. Sat in the back. I didn't recognize him until he walked up to me outside the courthouse. He looked tired, angry, broken. "I'm sorry for what she did," he said. "You don't owe me anything," I told him. He nodded, then handed me something. It was a photo. An old one. Me, Uncle Ray, and Shelby. Standing in front of the beach house, maybe 1987. I had a slingshot in my hand. She had ice cream on her shirt. Tyler said that was the last time she told the truth about anything. Then he walked away. I kept the house, but I sold it 6 months later. Not because I needed the money. Not because I was afraid. Because every time I sat on that porch, I didn't hear waves anymore. I heard lies. I saw the courtroom. I saw the spray paint. I saw the look in Shelby's eyes when she whispered, "You think you're better than me." I sold it to a family. Parents with 2 little girls. They hugged me when I handed them the keys, said it was their dream home. That was enough for me. I made mistakes too. I didn't speak up sooner when Shelby showed signs of being manipulative. I let her slide. I stayed quiet to keep peace in the family. I even invited Marie to dinners long after I knew she was toxic. But when it mattered most, I fought back. That house wasn't just a building. It was the truth. And they tried to bury it. They lost. And I walked away. Still standing.